In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Tuggy Entertainment or its partners.
It's time for Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues today, with Sandra Beck and Christy Holly. Ladies, Motherhood Talk Radio is here to give you a powerful platform by giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. Motherhood Talk Radio has interviews with best-selling authors, gurus of happiness, and women of interest who every single day make our world a better place for our families. Motherhood Talk Radio, powered by Motherhood Incorporated, is on the air now. Moms, this really is your show. Motherhood Talk Radio. And now, here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
Hey, mamas, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here today with Christy Holly, and we are going to be talking about overload as we roll into the holidays. Oh, my gosh. I know. I'm on a rant. I'm on a rant. I'm going to say, I am so overloaded right now. I had a fight before I went on the air yesterday. Christy said I could say this was three stupid boys. Yes. The three stupid boys that are in my life right now. All at the same time. All at the same time. Yes, Talia's sign. I should have one, not three. There's your sign. There's my sign. I am 4 computers down today with registry errors from a virus. Rick is released from the hospital. So he's home feeling better. We hope you feel better, honey. But, boy, I hope you come back soon because he's been out since Thursday, and it shows. The work is piling up. And the Amazon gift card that I was given as a gift, we all were given as a gift for the work we do on Military Mom Talk Radio, I cannot redeem. And if I don't buy this Black Pearl for Max, it's the only thing he's been jonesing for since, I don't know, March for Christmas. No. Yes. And I don't have like a spare $99 to fling at a Lego. I'm going to use this gift card if I can find it to get this Black Pearl. And, last night he looks at me across the dinner table at 6:15, and I'd thrown one of these Stouffer's lasagnas in, which are very good, by the way. They're expensive, but they're good. And he says, by the way, Mom, remember you said I could run for office? I said, yeah. And he goes, the posters are due tomorrow. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, And so, thankfully I ran down the hall to my offices. I had some poster board. We were able to draw these stupid, pathetic, hand-drawn ones. Got to school. People have, they're fancy. They are insane. I know. I'm going to punch out some women today when I pick up the kids from school. I know. They're crazy. And you know what? Mothers with daughters really will go above and beyond to make sure that their kids win. Just saying. Mothers with sons will do that too, but mothers with daughters, not everyone, but can be. Oh, my God. Some of these posters had to cost $40 because I was looking at, first of all, there's glitter, there's color stickers, there was custom photography for some kids saluting the flag. Did you see that girl? Yeah, I know. With the curly hair and the saluting the flag? I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. And then her mug is all over everything. She's giving out pencils and giving out stickers. And, just like our government overspends, these mothers are way overspending for some stupid thing. I'm just going to say it, Meadowlark. This is a stupid thing. Nobody even knows what Sergeant Arms is. Do you even know what Sergeant Arms is? Take the gum out of your mouth and do the radio show. I know. At least I didn't crunch it. Okay. I want to say that our kids are in the same class. Yes, they love each other. And they are in the same class as some of these other ones with the fancy posters. And I absolutely knew nothing about this whole running for office student council thing. I had no idea. I get there's a president, there's a treasurer, and a secretary. That was all like in the 5th and 6th grade. At least back in the olden days, when I went to school, I think it was 4th, 5th, and 6th. Okay, I don't remember. Grade. What do they know? 6 positions for Sergeant at Arms? What do they do? Well, Sergeant at Arms are usually people that stand there armed with a gun that stand by and defend the flag. I don't think we're going to be, it's acting, we're arming our kids. There's a good chance that might happen. But, it was typical of parents who are running for themselves and their own image, because when I looked at these little girl pictures up there, and you're right, they were the girls, not the boys. The boys were like, here's my thumbprint, I'm ready to go. Max's was just drawing, and he put his own stickers on. Clearly it shows. Ours looked like the retarded kid did it. Unfortunately, because I thought when a kid runs, they're supposed to do this. I don't know any third graders that know Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I was really mad, and I was just like, and I saw this one mom, and she has 4 posters up. She put one in the beginning, one in the end, one in the schoolyard, one all over, and then her kid was running around, and she came up to me, and she's like, do you want to wear my sticker? And I was like, no, go away, you little winner. But it was insane. It was so much money, and what does that teach the kid?
Well, that your mom will do whatever you want so that you can win.
Yeah, well, it stunk, and I'm going to say, I was part of the Empress Queen Court in Northwestern in my day, so I've won a crown or 2, but this was insanity for 3rd grade and, the 6 positions at Sergeant at Arms. It was just, any mothers out there, if you're armed with glue sticks, glitter, photo paper, and a stack of things that take longer to produce than roasting a turkey, you're doing too much for your kid. Just saying. And I know I was kind of bitter because our poster was one of the ugliest ones up there.
Well, can't we do another one?
I don't want him to do another one.
Just asking.
I made him color it. I made him put the stickers on because I'm not going to teach my kid that when you run for office, it's like you're going to win or lose on your own merit. You're not going to win. It's like in Boy Scouts and in Girl Scouts and some of these fundraiser kids. Mm-hmm. I see these kids stand up, and it's like Sandra bitch out days.
I know. I'm just going to sit here with my mouth shut.
That's it. Just have your certs and just don't crunch.
I won't.
But they stand up there going, I won. I sold the most popcorn. No, you didn't. Your dad took that form down to Warner Brothers and handed it out, not to name names, but handed it out to the entire set crew and forced the people that work for him to buy this crap. And then, you can't tell me some fat little 5-year-old is able to...
Why do you have to call him fat?
He is fat. I'm sorry, but you know what? He's probably eating up the profits. But the fact of the matter is that parent took that... He sold 275 things of popcorn.
I remember back in the olden days when I would sell candy, because my mom worked at the school, and my dad worked at UPS. And, did you guys just clean up at UPS? No, they didn't take our stuff. No, we sold it. We went, half the stuff we ate, my dad would eat the chocolate, and my mom would be like, God dang it. Yeah, I knocked back a few Nestle bars with snow. We had to, world's finest, we had to pay for the cases. But, we would go door to door, and it always seemed so, unfair that someone could sell, because they're not boxes. Right. As a kid, you don't really know that.
No, well, my kids do, because I sat there in the back going, that kid is dead. He took it to Warner Brothers. He passed it around. Because where I am, I work at home. Who are you going to sell it to? The coyotes, the pool man, and I don't know, maybe the gardener. There's 3.
The mailman.
If you can catch them.
Exactly. No, I took my brothers when I got older. I would take my brothers to work and sell his stuff, but I always did it so that my parents didn't have to buy the cases, and it was just to really fundraise, not for him to win anything.
Yeah, but when they stand the kids up, for these fundraisers at school, they're standing the kids up and giving them awards for the most stuff sold. Right. And quite frankly, it's the parents. It's not the kids. And so what are we teaching our kids in this message that, hey, if there's a fundraiser or there's an election, look to your mom and dad. Oh, well, maybe that's how our presidents got elected, because that seemed to happen with the Bush family. No, this is not a political show.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it just seems that and I get it, people with means get more than people who don't. It's I don't have $40 to drop on a poster or posters, and who knows how much the monogram pencils, the vote for...
Oh, were they monogrammed?
They said vote for Judy or whatever. We will keep her name because she's a minor. We'll keep her name thing. But it said vote for Judy on there. And I'm like, seriously, dude, you monogram pencils for your third grader? You got a problem. I mean, it's going to be go time. I better not pick up my kids from school. You can get them.
Yeah, you better not. Good thing it's Tuesday.
That's a good thing. Because the thing is, what are we teaching our kids? That you go to mom and dad to pave the way for things. And, you know, there are parents there that don't have the means, myself included, to dump $40 on a poster, or for you, the wherewithal, to dump $40 on a poster because you didn't even know there was an election. You know, but it's not fair. It's not fair. And, you know, and I was watching a little bit at the playground this morning, watching the kids run around, and, you know, the little girl was like, have one of my pencils, have one of my stickers, have one of my buttons, and there's, you know, some other kid that's like, I don't have anything.
Max?
Yeah, well, it was my kid. But there was a couple other ones that are running, and it was just, you know, I was talking to a couple of the other parents who were like, yeah, there's got to be a limit. Because you know what? Next year?
Well, there should be. They should say no. ABC.
No bribing.
Right.
Next year, you know what I'm doing? I'm getting those labels from Staples that are cheap, and I'm going to label bags of M&Ms. And it's going to say on there, by accepting these M&Ms, you vote for my kid. And believe me, it'll be a shutout. Because you think all these kids, all these sugar junkies out there, they're going to want M&Ms. What do you want, a button, a monogram pencil that doesn't even have your name on it? Right. No, you're going for my M&Ms. Because, you know, and I won't do it, but it could be go time. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
But think about it. If you can give out pencils and you can give out, you know, other free things, basically bribes for kids, why can't I go in there with a bunch of M&Ms? I mean, that Halloween candy's at 70% off. I'm going to put it in my freezer. I'm going to put my stickers on it, vote for Max next year or vote for Zach, and, you know, we're going to rig the election. Sweet. All right. Well, my name is Sandra Beck. I'm the meanest woman alive on Motherhood Talk Radio. I am in a state of overwhelm and overload, and our guest today is Danee Kiernan, and God help her, she has like 412 children. She just acquired a new one. She's still working. She's still writing this great book.
Of course she is.
Of course she is. She's writing a book. Why would she? And I picked her to write it with me because you want something done, you hire one of these busy women to do it. So when we come back to the break, we're going to welcome Danee Kiernan, and I don't know, I'm going to go get a sedative. What do you think?
Good idea.
I think I need Ativan. All right, we're going to break.
Mom, here's your show, Motherhood Talk Radio, giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. This is Motherhood Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these. Information is power, the power to change your life. So be here for Education to Excellence. Some of the most valuable information you may ever receive will be shared with you 7 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night with Education to Excellence with your host, Bruce Beichman. You'll benefit from insightful shows featuring guests that are proven experts in their field. Little-known facts on how to improve your health by making one very simple change in your morning routine. If you're a high school graduate or working adult and a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree from an accredited college would change your life, you won't want to miss this. Education to Excellence. Shift your career into high gear without ever attending a traditional college class. Learn investment strategies from proven experts who have a track record of helping normal individuals build abnormal wealth. Check out their website, education2excellence.com. Then join us for the show, Education to Excellence, with your host, Bruce Beichman. Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TogiNet.com. Want to be challenged in a powerful way to leap beyond what you think is possible? Then join us Mondays for the Leah Jansen Show. Every Monday at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com with Leah Jansen. Listen live as life coach Leah uses her coaching skills to give you the tools you need to take action and create momentum. You are encouraged to call in and share your greatest fears, challenges, and obstacles, and then listen as Leah obliterates those barriers to success. For more on Leah and the show, check out her website, leahjansen.com. That's Leah, LeahJantzen.com. Spend 1 hour with Leah, and you'll be captivated by her energy, enthusiasm, and magnetism. You'll quickly become addicted to her positive attitude and make it happen mentality. Ready for a life-changing, mood-altering show? Then get ready for Leah Jensen and listen live to The Leah Jensen Show every Monday morning at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Welcome back to Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues. For more information, check out the website, motherhoodtalkradio.com. Now, let's get back to the show with your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
Hey, mamas, this is Sandra Beck. I've been arrested for calling that kid fat.
Yes?
Yes, the mom patrol. I got one in here. She's like, you're a meanie. I was called a meanie about the fat kid. But for those of you that missed the opening rant,
is what we'll call it.
Yes, we're talking about being overwhelmed and overloaded and then trying to keep up with the Joneses, because that's really what that thing was with the poster.
This is a symptom. That rant was a symptom of you being overloaded.
Well, and feeling that I can't keep up. I mean, truly. You know, when I saw those posters and I was like, good Lord, you know, you got to be kidding me. They must have worked for weeks on these things, because, you know, to get monogram pencils and get buttons made, you got to do that a month in advance. Yeah. You know, you don't whip those out of your kitchen the night before, like I did my poster.
Yeah.
Or Max's poster. Then I made him put his own stickers on. Though, you know, he was proud of it.
Well, that's good. That's important.
We'll see if he's still proud of it at the end of the day. You know. But we have Danee Kiernan today, and she is the author of Bouncing with Style, Starting Over, Not From Scratch. I love to tease her unmercifully, but she is one of the most fabulous women you will ever meet. She has great insight. She has just had another new baby, and we're going to talk about that, because we're talking about overwhelm and overload. Danee, how's the new one?
Hello.
Hello. I don't know. I'm sleep deprived.
Oh my God. I'm so sleep deprived and so overloaded.
I bet you
I'm not bouncing.
He's flat.
He's flat.
A little flat. A little filled up with caffeine instead of helium. So,
is your hair clean?
You know, it is, only because I committed to showering every day.
Atta girl. That's good. You know what? But that's a big deal. You know,
it totally is.
It really is, because let's tell our listeners who haven't heard the previous shows with Danee Kiernan, give us a quick soundbite of your life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have 12 children, ages 2 months to 29. So it's 8 boys and 4 girls, and it's a pretty active life, and a husband and a dog. I count as 2 kids, and you know, life is super busy here, and I just don't have time to pretend about things. So, you know, when I get overwhelmed, I just get up and keep moving, and sometimes I don't shower every day. And then I look in the mirror at like 4 in the afternoon, and I go, oh, my God, you look horrible. Like, no wonder you feel like crap. You need to take a shower. So when I totally get overwhelmed, and, you know, I can talk about the whole political running for office thing in school, too, with the kids, because that just is a horrible thing to have to go through. But when I get, you know, behind and I'm crazy and I'm angry and frustrated, I just make myself take a shower every day, and I put on a little bit of foundation and some sort of hair product in, not to simplify, but it just helps if you happen to walk past a mirror or see a reflection that you don't scare yourself as much.
Right. Well, you know, Danee, and I don't know if I've shared this, Christy, I may have shared this with you. I was in complete and utter overwhelm when I went to pick up my kindergartner from a school. This was 3 years ago, my firstborn. And I walked up the steps to school, and I looked at the reflection and thought, oh, my God, look at that woman. And then I'm looking at the other moms, and they're looking at me, and and I'm looking back at them like I had not only, had like the 3-day-old sweatshirt, the leggings, that were threadbare, the socks going up to my ankles, the hair in the bun, the mom bun that we pull our hair up.
I have that very do right now.
Yes, we have dueling buns on right now. I'm day 2 on my sweatshirt.
And day 1.
But, Danee, I had been sitting there working on my computer, reading lines of code with a green or blue highlighter. I had drawn all over my face by accident. It was all over my cheek. It was up by because I was so tired.
I know.
And that horrifying vision, was me.
Yeah. I know.
Don't laugh at me. You've looked that way, too.
I know.
I'm laughing with you. Laughing with you.
Today, there's some days there's only so much gas in the car.
That's true. And you know what? Other people happen to come first, and other things happen to come first at those points in time. And we tend to just get up and run, and you just forget about how beneficial a shower is, how beneficial clean clothes are, and how great it is maybe to take a nap every now and then. We just forget to take care of those things, and I'm telling you, I think those are basic survival tips. I really do. And coffee, and red wine.
Or Diet
and
Coke.
Potato chips. Or Diet Coke.
I was mainline in Diet Coke since like Thursday because Rick's been in the hospital, so I'm down. I'm like, man down. And,
alert, yeah.
Alert, yeah. I've got a rat going in the back of my hair here. I just been pulling it up every day. I've got really curly hair. I have not combed out the back, and that's kind of an arduous task. And I refuse to cut my hair short. That's my one concession to being a crazed mom.
Then you wouldn't be able to use your bun.
Well, I wouldn't be able to wear my bun, but also I couldn't wear big hair to balance out the rest of me that kind of puffs up from now and then.
See, I feel the same way. I generally cut my hair short when a new kid arrives because I may or may not have an opportunity to shower, and it doesn't look as bad, if it's like really short because everybody just goes, oh, it's short hair, it doesn't matter. But like if I cut my hair short, my hips look 5 times the size of my head,
and I
go, oh my gosh, where is the moose? How can I poof it out so it sort of balances a little bit?
It's true. Big hair balances big boobs, big hips. We don't want to have the pinhead.
The boobs. Who are shrinking, minute by minute, and that doesn't balance out like it used to. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's one of those things where and everybody knows you do this. You're in the line, like we have valet at our school to pick up our kids. So we're all in the valet line, and I watch these moms trudging in, and I'll be honest, I check them out. I'm like, wow, she got big. Ooh, she got thin. Wow,
I know.
those pants are not good. Don't you do that?
Or the flip side is, oh my God, she must go shopping every day to have those outfits, right?
Yep. Or
what does she do? She's probably not doing anything else, just going shopping. She's probably hanging out at the mall. Who's got time to
right. Like the one this morning with the stiletto boots. And then she had on these nice jeans. Now, granted, she looked cute, but she had all these rhinestones all over her ass. This is to take a kindergartner to school. And this short little hoodie, and she turns around. It's almost like, it's like a cruel trick because she's clearly 40. She's 40 from the front, she's just 22 from the back. So what?
I'm about 60 from the back, 50-ish from the front.
At least you're
but I never look at my back I don't look at my back on purpose. I'm
not looking back there.
I mean, why would you on purpose, You have to be pumped up pretty good to do that. So
it's true, but don't you see some of the moms where you're like, oh, I've been there.
That's why I don't get out of the car. I'm there.
I usually hide in the car. Yeah.
Do you get out of the car? How do you get, now 2 months to 29 years old, you have how many biologicals?
5 children who were born to us. So 1 girl and 4 boys. So 18 to 29, right? So my daughter Katie lives in London right now. My son Ryan is in New York. And then I have a son named Tyler who just got married this summer.
Congratulations.
He lives here in Wisconsin. Thank you. It was our first wedding and my first daughter-in-law. A son named Trevor who lives here in Wisconsin as well. And then my 18-year-old Colin, who is a senior in high school.
No, that's the first crew.
That's the first crew, correct. And then there was a little break where I showered daily. And did things to my hair, tried different styles, different colors. I hung out at the mall. I had clothes. And the house was pretty clean, yeah. And then Sean and Liam arrived. They are 7-year-old twin boys. And then 2 years later...
Now, what was their country of origin?
They were born in Russia.
Love that.
They were born in Russia, so it was international adoption. They traveled to Russia twice, which had I not found my children there, I never would have gone to Russia or thought about it. Pretty cool country. Awesome. And 2 years later, we traveled to Guatemala and brought home our 2 girls, Reardon and Killian. So the boys are 7.5 and the girls are 5.5. And then we have Torin, who is 2.5. And he was born here in Wisconsin, so we didn't have to travel as far. And then we have a 2-year-old named Benjamin. And then we also have our newest arrival, our 2-month-old baby girl.
And her name is?
Her name is Emerson.
Oh,
is that a cute name? Oh.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you. We call her Emmy. We call her Emmy. So she's our newest addition, and she's probably the most or the closest you can get to a surprise baby when you're adopting. So can I tell this story quickly?
We can. Actually, you know what? I would like to visit this when we come back from break to give you time to tell the full story, because we've got about 2 minutes to break.
Perfect.
But one of the things that I want to say that I've always loved about you, Danee, is that, your kids come from all these different parts of the world, local, far away. Some of them are biological. And the best part of it is they're all just your kids. I mean, I bring it up, that there's a dividing line from biology standpoint for the sake of the listeners today. But these are 100% your kids.
Right, and we just say that families are built in different ways, and love is really what makes the family. I mean, that's our announcement that we send out each time.
That is outstanding. Well, my name is Sandra Beck. I am the host of Motherhood Talk Radio, along with Christy Holly. I think my blood pressure has gone down a little bit. Thank God. Talking to you guys, that's where the girlfriend therapy comes in. What do we call it? Sharing and learning, or I don't know, whatever it is. But whoa, I know. I was writing this thing for the military. Lending and friending. Women friend each other, and they lend each other their woes, and together we get through it. I'd like you guys to check us out on Motherhood Talk Radio. Also check out our sister show, Military Mom Talk Radio, that airs on TogiNet Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also find us on iTunes under Motherhood Talk Radio, which is the show you're listening to today.
Mom, here's your show, Motherhood Talk Radio, giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. This is Motherhood Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these. Get ready for the Not So Soccer Mom, Tuesday afternoons at 1 Eastern, noon Central, on TogiNet with Jill Hickey. You name it, from politics to pop culture to Jill's search for the perfect bronzer and chicken salad. The Not So Soccer Mom will weigh in on it all. The sentence, "I have no opinion about that," is one that Jill has never uttered. Everybody loves Jill. In the early 90s, Jill finally decided to put her thoughts, opinions, mom advice, love of pop culture, hummus, and Starbucks, working out, cosmetic shopping, and politics into an actual website, and thus NotSoSoccerMom.com was born. Shortly after her 4th child, a boy, Jerome, now she's really got tons of topics to share with you. This is Laugh Out Loud Funny, and we're not kidding. What's a loud Nebraska girl who lived in Little Rock for many years and now is up in the Northeast doing? Chronicling her opinions on everything. The wheels aren't off yet, but it's close. It's the Not So Soccer Mom with Jill Hickey, Tuesday afternoons at 1 Eastern, noon Central, on TogiNet.com. Girlfriend It is on TogiNet. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, with your hosts Patty Wyatt and Lisa Jernigan. This show is your chance to share, learn, laugh, and connect with other women. the Girlfriended principle was born out of loss.
Lisa had recently had her mother pass away from cancer, and my mom was murdered. A man just walking into a room and started a 23-second shooting spree.
I think one of the things we both realized going through those tragedies that you can be extremely okay and be extremely sad.
Check out girlfriended.com and then be a part of Girlfriended, the radio show. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central.
You know, your boyfriend or your husband or whatever, they don't totally understand that emotional side to women like another woman does. And I think that's so important just to have somebody that you go, she gets me.
Check out the website, girlfriended.com. Don't miss Girlfriended with Patty Wyatt and Lisa Jernigan. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Welcome back to Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues. For more information, check out the website, motherhoodtalkradio.com. Now, let's get back to the show with your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
Hey, mamas, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Christy Holly, and our guest today is Danee Kiernan, and she is a career mother. She's a fantastic woman. She has just so many great things to talk about, and I want to go right to her to talk about the story of Emmy.
Oh, the story of Emmy. So we are an adoptive family, and we were a foster family initially, and we had lost a child to a biological relative, and we weren't really sure how that was going to work out. So we asked if we could stay, licensed as foster parents in case there would be a need for us to help that child out again down the road. So we were on this list for fostering. And the question came up, would you be open, to taking another child or be interested in parenting another child? And we thought, well, we'll just stay on this list, and then we'll figure it out when the time comes. So we were on the list for quite a while. Life had gone on. We were getting used to things as they were, and it was the night before school started. So August 31st, I think. Are you with me on that?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So the night before school starts. So we have 5 kids going to a brand new school and 1 senior. And so do you have to label your things for your kids to go to school? So I'm sitting there labeling, gym shoes, pencils, crayons, pencil boxes, all that stuff. And the phone rings about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was the social worker who said, hey, glad you picked up. Just wanted to let you know about a little girl. She's at the hospital. Gave us some information on her and asked if we would be open to parenting her. And then mentioned we had approximately 5 minutes to answer because they needed to, if we were unable, then they needed to move on to the next family because she was going to be discharged from the hospital. I only say that because it's, I don't know, you could just imagine. So we were like, yes.
So was Jim around, your husband?
I called him down. Yeah, I was working. So I called him into my office. I put the worker on speakerphone, and there's, some information coming in, and it's on Post-its. I'm a Post-it girl, so Post-its, she weighs this much, what do you write down? You write the name of the hospital was important. I needed to know that.
Yeah, where to go get her?
Exactly, right. So we said yes, and then we went upstairs.
Danee, was your to-do list like label gym shoes, pack lunches, pick up new baby?
Lunch boxes. Yeah, right, yeah. And we had nothing ready, you guys, because, we were licensed up to age 3, and, it was only recently that DJ was, his case was closed, so he really wasn't, coming back. And so we were just kind of, floating out there. And I figured, at the end of the year.
Did you have the car seat, the crib? Did you have any of that stuff?
I'm telling you, sister. So all that first day of school prep out the window. We called a family meeting because we had not told the children. They had someone new showing up. And surprise! Hey guys, I have some really great news. We're going to McDonald's for dinner, and Mom and Dad are going to bring home a new baby. And they were like, "Yay, McDonald's!" So,
McDonald's.
we called one of the older kids. Right, it was a little. too funny, right? So we run to the hospital. You know, she was just a little peanut, a beautiful little.
Did you swing by Walmart and pick up a carton?
No, we went right to the hospital first with a notebook so we could write down names because. And Jim looks over at me and holds my hand and he said, "It's a crazy ride, baby."
Oh,
yeah, it is. Put your seatbelts on. If you die, I'm going to kill you. So, we get there, and it was just this, beautiful, it really was just a beautiful, wonderful experience. You're in this room, and you're holding this baby, and you just think all the cosmic forces that had to line up for it to happen. It was just a beautiful thing. And they said, well, she'll be ready to, you can spend the night if you like.
There's 9 other people waiting for me.
What a great idea. Sorry, I have 2 hours to spend here, and then I have to go get everything ready at home. So we stayed as long as we could. We told them we'd be back first thing in the morning to bring her home because she was going to be discharged the next day. We had managed to name her and just love on her, and we were just so excited. We started calling relatives to let them know. And on the way home around midnight, we pulled into Walmart, filling up our cart with newborn things. And it was the craziest thing I've ever been through. It was just so wild. But, it's kind of Emmy's story. It's kind of a great story. So she's been with us 2 months, and it's been a, there needs to be some bouncing happening because it's a great story and it's a lot of fun and she's a huge blessing. But, with any newborn and other people in your life and school starting, it's a crazy ride. So there's a little bit of sleep deprivation going on here and a little craziness. And, yeah, a lot.
How are the Sibs doing? How they liking the little girl?
Kids are doing great. Kids are doing very well. Our 18-year-old was on the football team and, had this great football season, so we were in playoffs and everything, and we just dragged this little baby along with us on football games. So they all wore their T-shirts. My big brother is Colin. And it was, it was a great season. It was a great time. The little kids are really enjoying her. The big kids are getting to know her. It looks like she will be staying, which is always, our goal, permanency. And so we're just totally thrilled. We're just thrilled. But Sandra knows I haven't been in contact lately because I'm trying to pull myself out of the deep ravine of overwhelmedness, if that's a word. And so I get what you're saying, holidays are coming, crazy things are happening, and
well, and sometimes just getting through the day is enough, honestly.
Yeah. Or being able to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to go to bed early. Sometimes you have to stay up and watch a movie by yourself.
Passed out. Yeah, I wouldn't call that going to bed early. I call that passing out.
All right.
If you can't make it past 8:30 and you're over the age of 40, yeah, it's passing out.
So approximately 4 days ago, my husband informed me that he was tired, and
who cares?
I was like, whatever.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Come on. So he probably wasn't going to be getting up with the baby anymore. So I was like, fine, I'll do it. So the last 3 nights, I'm sleeping in the family room with the baby so she doesn't wake anybody up. I'm on this little mattress on the floor.
In your own crib.
Oh, my God. Sometimes I change out of my jammies for the day ahead. Sometimes I wake up in my sleeping clothes and go to bed in them. And so, that's been a little challenging. But today, I informed him that's over.
Danny, we got to reframe this. Going to sleep in your clothes is just thinking ahead for the next day.
I know, that is organized.
That's organized. That's getting planned. I'm going to get out of bed in the morning.
I like the way you think. Yeah, I like the way you think. I love it. Yeah, so that's
so what's been the hardest thing about not just the new baby, but it was funny when we were talking today, we had our call today, Danny and I, and we were talking about the manuscript for the Bounce book. And Danny says, Stan, have you written anything on it? And, Danny, what
secretly
was
inside I was terrified that it was my turn to start writing again. When am I going to do that?
But I was like, nope, haven't had a chance to work on it, and that's the way it goes these days. It's like there's so many demands from so many different places that, you know, you just throw up the white flag every now and then. And I found I've had to do this with my clients too as a single mom, where you just throw up the flag and go, no, I didn't do it. Did I run your report? No. Did I read what your email said? No.
Right.
Is that offensive and bad business? Absolutely. But, you know, at some point, you're only one person.
And, you know, my thought is if someone doesn't acknowledge that as realistic, then that's their problem.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Because if you're a real person and you have any empathy at all for your fellow humankind, you would know, I mean, that happens. And, you know, your sanity, your life, your family, you know, just your survival has to come first sometimes. Well, all the time. But
all the time, yeah.
You know, it should.
For you, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if I go down, guess what? There's a business. So you better.
I love you. You pay the bills, but hey, you're on the back burner for a while, okay?
Yeah, I mean it happens. I mean with births, with deaths, with
it does.
You know, just everything that goes on, and then also, you know, we're coming into what I call the pressure cooker. It's not the turkey cooking in the oven; it's the moms. Because from, you know, the next 2 weeks on, you know, really from like Thanksgiving to the day after New Year's, it's go time for mothers in America. I mean,
and it's also like
the amount of pressure.
And just the commitment to make sure you enjoy the moment, too, though. I mean, you just would hate to get through it all and have everything done perfectly, but you're a wreck and you didn't, you know, enjoy the most important thing, and that's spending time with your family. And, you know, so that's always a concern. How do you balance that? How do you balance all those things and really get the most out of your life and of the holidays? Yeah.
Well, I think good question. How do you? Well, and I think we've all had that. We can talk about that when we come back from break, but I think we've all had that experience, you know, whether it's with a newborn or getting through the holidays, where I look back at pictures and I'm like, wow, how did that happen? You know, it's like you're so busy going through. It's like if there wasn't photographic record of all the things that were done for that holiday, I wouldn't remember it, because, you know, between the tree, the decorations, the presents, the food, the, you know, the whatever, to me, it's just a big old blur.
When we come back, I'll tell you a little ditty about my last holiday.
Oh, we love holidays.
Why that one was special. Yeah.
All right. Well, my name is Sandra Beck. I am the host of Motherhood Talk Radio, along with Christy Holly. Today we're talking about overwhelm and overload as we get into the holiday season, as moms around the country start to prepare for Christmas. However, if you're Target, you started preparing in August when you put your Christmas stuff out.
And Costco
and Walmart.
Isn't that true?
We are going to give kudos to Walmart for being open 24 hours, so when the baby is just dropped out of the sky, you can go get a car seat. So thank you, Walmart, for being there. Yes. Yeah, we'll give credit where credit is due. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about Danee's last holiday and some of our best holiday memories as working moms.
Mom, here's your show, Motherhood Talk Radio, giving you interesting, inspiring, and influential information as you navigate everything from childcare to corporate formation. This is Motherhood Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these. Connect with Juliana and connect with what lies beneath. Friday afternoons at 4, 3 Central on TogiNet.com. Juliana is a marriage, family, and child therapist who wants people to connect. Connect with what lies beneath, those truths and answers. And through her counseling practice, she has helped others find their personal power and fulfill their dreams. And she wants to do the same for you. Here on Connect with Juliana. Through intimate discussions, intriguing subject matters, and the expertise of her guests. For more on the show and Juliana, check out her webpage, connectwithjulianainmedia.com. Juliana will cover it all. Nothing is off limits. She wants to know what matters to you. Make the connection. Tune in to TogiNet to connect with Juliana to find out the facts that could be hidden beneath the surface. Connect with Juliana on TogiNet to make a quality connection in your life. Friday afternoons at 4, 3 Central on TogiNet.com. Join the Kiemer twins, Melody and Marilyn, for Double Trouble Talk Radio every Tuesday night at 9 Central, 7 Pacific on TogiNet.com. They're authors, speakers, entertainers, coaches, and the creators of the Double Trouble Transformation System for Success.
As much as anybody else, oh yeah.
Each highly energized show will feature interviews with celebrities, small business owners, corporate leaders, entrepreneurs, and other special guests sharing valuable insights. You'll learn how successful leaders use doubly effective communication techniques to dramatically increase sales, increase customer retention, increase productivity, and improve employee attitudes. For more on what the twins are up to, check out their website, KiemerTwins.com. Then join the Kiemer twins, Melody and Marilyn, every Tuesday night at 9 Central, 7 Pacific on TogiNet.com for Double Trouble Talk Radio.
Okay, you're on, girls.
Welcome back to Motherhood Talk Radio, the most powerful voice in women's issues. For more information, check out the website, motherhoodtalkradio.com. Now, let's get back to the show with your hosts, Sandra Beck and Christy Holly.
This is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Christy Holly and Danee Kiernan. And Danee, you're going to be joining us next year in our 2012 lineup for a 6-part series for Bouncing with Style, which is going to be really, really fun.
I agree. Looking forward to it.
Yes, so we're going to give you a preview there. So, boy, Christy, you said you like Danee now. You're going to love
I love her. I do. I was saying, I really like her. And I do.
Thank you. I like you, too.
She is. She is. So why don't you tell us about your holiday last year?
So, we all have these life lessons. And something about Emmy arriving in the last 2 months, Sandra, you said kind of what was the hardest part. And it hit me the other day. The hardest thing about Emmy arriving was the same time last year what was happening in my life and where our family was at. So if we go back a year, in fact, it was the same weekend that Emmy arrived 2 years ago that DJ arrived in our home. And a year later, a judge decided that a biological relative should parent him instead of us. And a week later, he was gone. So a year ago, this time, we were really struggling with the loss of, we felt our child. It was a terrible loss. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. On top of that, my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. And so that week that we lost DJ, we found out that the chemo and radiation that we had been doing for the last, 2 months, managed to shrink the tumor, but also in conjunction with that spread the cancer all over her body, and it was terminal. So it was just, it was just a very difficult time in our lives, and that all happened a year ago. And so as I'm going through the last 2 months with Emmy and the kids, I realized that I've been thinking about my mom a lot more, thinking about DJ a lot more, and that's because this was all happening last year this time. So going into the holidays, knowing it is your mother's last holiday season, I just have to say the smoke detector's going off downstairs, so that means dinner's ready. I hope someone turns it off, or maybe the house is burning down, and I will be jumping out of my second-story window soon. But so it was my mom's last Thanksgiving, and she had Thanksgiving every year. And this year, in between doctor appointments and starting to move into hospice, Mom, it was her last outing. She came to our house for Thanksgiving, and everybody came home for Thanksgiving, of course. And you know what? I really didn't have the energy or the ability to make the meal. I was like sobbing every day. So I just went and ordered it from just some store. And, it didn't matter at all. Like, I will remember that Thanksgiving forever. The house was not decorated. I picked up a turkey that morning with all the fixings. We threw it on the table. But, that was Thanksgiving. And then for Christmas Eve, we all went to hospice, and we celebrated there. And, honestly, people say it all the time, but you can do nothing but remember every one of those precious moments, because that's where you are. You're in the moment. You're not thinking about the outfit you're wearing. If your kids are wearing their cute matching Christmas clothes, you're not worried if, your cousin likes the present you got. You're not worried about, did you decorate the tree correctly, or, do you have as many lights as the neighbors do out on the front lawn? None of that matters. You are in the moment. And last Christmas, for present for the grandchildren, my mother had me go out and get one of those books from Hallmark where you can record, and she read The Night Before Christmas.
Aww.
And that was her Christmas present to our children. And, I don't remember all the other gifts I received from my mom at Christmas time, from all the years past. I don't remember all the gifts that I gave to her, but I can remember that was a very special Christmas. And I think people talk about it all the time, that's what the important thing is. And sometimes it really takes a slap in the face to remember that that's what the holidays really are. And they are precious, and you do remember them. And, I don't remember what the tree looked like, or if we managed to pull the decorations out last year. I don't remember what was on the Christmas Eve menu. I don't know if I cooked it, to be honest. But, that's just a precious memory. And so, going into the holidays, I'm really trying to keep a handle on that and trying to remember that it was very special. Are you sad?
Oh, I am. I'm sad now. I'm sad now.
But it's not really meant to
happy.
be. Yeah, it's meant to just remember that. I wouldn't trade that for anything. And I want to keep in mind, I want to keep that in mind going forward, that's really where the focus needs to be. It's on your people. It's on your family. It's on being in the moment. And in those situations, you can't help but be in the moment, and what a blessing to just remember that every time. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a good thing, Danee, because, the thing is, I dreaded Christmas last year because my mom was in chemo last year, and my dad was back in New York, and I was home here in California, and my kids were at their dad's. So I didn't see my kids until Christmas Day at 4 o'clock, and they were all exhausted. They just wanted to come home and relax, and, it was a bad Christmas last year. I think I cried, from the time I woke up in the morning till, I watched movies, and, because I've never been without my kids on Christmas Day.
Right, that was your first one, yeah.
And our military families, I know, do this all the time. I just didn't do it as gracefully. But this year will be, like you and I both will go through our first Christmases this year without our mom. And even though I was able to talk to my mom on the phone last year and my dad on the phone, it's going to be strange this year because our Christmas is going to be my dad, my 2 sons, and me. And that's going to be our Christmas. So it's a new normal that we have to adjust to. And I've been thinking a lot about, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pull off, a Christmas like I've done in the past? Because I always had my mom and my dad, my brother, our friends, this great big gathering. Now it's going to be and then there were 4. But then I realized, it's about the experience, and I have to create a new normal. That's what I learned from listening to you.
Yeah, it's true. It really is true. It was just so apparent to me, and it was so real, and it was like one of the last gifts that my mom had given me. It was her goal to make it till Christmas. She did pass away January 15th, and she was so proud of herself, to make it till Christmas. And I remember at some point just sitting next to her and just breaking down and just crying, this is so sad. This is so sad. We're all, sitting around here. It's Christmas Eve, but it's not. You're dying, and you're not going to be here next year. And, she just hugged me, and she said, honey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It'll, things will move on, and it'll just be a different Christmas.
So are you guys going to read that book? Are you going to play that?
I have to think about that.
Well, and do me a favor, because, I do run a technology company. Take your digital recorder or your recorder on your computer and play it and make a backup of it, because, God bless Hallmark, but, they're not exactly the technology mavens.
I totally agree, and I have been prepping myself. So I'm thinking, we're going to have to open up the Christmas boxes sometime. One of the kids is going to yank that book out, and I'm going to hear her voice, and I just have to be okay with that.
Or they're going to chew on it, and it's going to be all over. So make a backup of that digital file. Because I had my mom read before she was really sick, because I had the luxury, if you will, of having my mom have a prolonged illness, so I could make some of these things. I had her read children's stories into my computer, and same with my dad, so that we have her reading stories. I haven't been able to listen to them, but she is there and available for us.
Exactly. And those things are so important to do. They just are. And, I haven't listened yet either. I have a video of, slideshow of DJ, the day before he left, and one day I'll be able to watch it. I can't right now, but I have it. I have it for when I can. And, I hope that people, think about those things, because they're simple enough to do, and they're so important. And that, again, that's the fabric of life. I mean, that's really what's important, and that's what we really want in our lives. And it just, it feels good when you get those things done.
What we're both saying here, and Christy, I think you'll agree with us, is that as moms, we have to do what we can do, not what we're supposed to do.
Yep.
Because there's all this pressure, I think, from the posters, that we talked about early on in the show. My kid's better than your kid because, my poster has more glitter than yours, down to, both of our moms passed away this year. And, we recognize what's important and what do we really remember. I remember most of my mom giving me big wool sweaters every year, and I'm like, Mom, I live in Southern California. But, of course, I'll have a stack of them upstairs, so I might move to a cold climate at some point. But, these are the things that are important to us and important to recognize. And one of the funny things, like I told Christy this the other day, I've been looking really good lately. Beautiful clothes, beautiful jewelry.
Nice.
I inherited all this stuff from my mom. Oh. So we're the same size. So I'm like, cashmere sweater, I'm going to school, gold earrings, looking circle. So I know my mom would get a kick out of that, from the great beyond, going, okay, now you have no excuse not to look good.
That is funny. For my son and daughter-in-law's wedding shower, I stood in the closet and thought, what should I wear? What should I wear? And I could just hear my mom saying, oh, honey, it just doesn't matter. Just put some clothes on and get to the place on time, for heaven's sake. I thought, yeah, she's right. It doesn't really matter.
But I think if we have one message today that we're going to bring to our mom listeners, as it is Motherhood Talk Radio, is that we're going to give our moms permission to just do what they can do and not be held to the Martha Stewart standard or the glitter mom or the pencil mom. And good Lord, my clients never can figure out when I'm on the phone or on the radio. So I'm going to walk to the other room since I clearly...
My smoke detector's still going off.
I know. This is just Motherhood Talk Radio, man. This is the way it is. We could just bring in a few barking dogs and crying kids. We'd really round out the episode. But we're coming into the holiday season, and we want to wish all our moms this happy holiday season, and may it be stress-free as possible. And we've got a guest next week. Since I'm not in my office, I can't even tell you who it is, but you better tune in.
Oh, there's a barking dog.
Oh, there's a barking dog. Thank God for the barking dog. We got Jody Bramer coming next week talking about life after divorce. Let's see how many dogs we can have barking on the radio.
My dog howling.
It's all good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for being a part of Motherhood Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Christy Holly on TogiNet.com. Join us every Tuesday as we give